the old folklore accounts from several hundred years ago. And people would feel weak and exhausted, and sometimes they would have some sort of evidence that they had been wounded during the night, and so the vampire was taking the life force, which would be the blood. But vampires could also take the life force in other ways. We find records of vampires, for example, vampirizing beauty, vampirizing the ability of animals to provide sustenance for people, hens not to lay eggs, cows not to give milk, crops to wither and die. And even in certain parts of the world, vampires would take fat instead of blood because that would be what would endanger people's ability to stay alive. So the idea of the blood-drinking vampire, that blood would be the only thing that vampires would take, is a notion that really got pervaded in film and fiction in the last century or so.
What's your favorite vampire movie?
My favorite vampire movie portrays vampires as they probably really were in the old view, and that's Nosferatu.
Ah, that's one of the originals, a black and white movie, right?
Black and white. It was a silent film done in the 1920s. It was actually a plagiarism of Stoker's novel Dracula.
That was one ugly vampire, Rosemary.
Exactly, and that's how our ancestors described vampires, is that they were monstrous, they were ugly, they were